Hey everyone, this is Nic LaRue from FilmSnobbery. I'm here down in Jacksonville at the Jacksonville Film Festival. We're at the Jesse. It's a beautiful day out. I'm talking to filmmakers. I got filmmakers to my left. I've got these guys, I don't know who they are, but no, they've got volunteers. We got volunteers and folks that are part of the festival. I guess to my right, in front of me-ish, and then also definitely to my right, I have filmmakers. I feel another filmmaker to interview. Who are you and what movie are you here with?
Hello, I am Roxanna Lewis, and I am with Mandy's Voice, a short film.
And what is Mandy's Voice about?
Mandy's Voice is based on a documentary that my film partner basically had the seed of an inspiration. He did a documentary called Piece of Heart, which is about non-speaking teens on the spectrum, and thought, my film partner's name is Josh Hansborough, by the way, and he's also the DP and the editor of the film. And he said, Roxanna, it'd be really cool. I haven't really seen a film like this in narrative, this subject matter in a narrative form. And so he really took quite a few years putting it together and brought Sharon Y. Cobb in as writer, and then came to me to direct and produce.
That's fantastic. And
I just want to share with you, I apologize for not answering your actual question, but the film is about a young woman who's on the spectrum, who's non-speaking, and her journey of expression and communication and this intimate relationship between her and her mother. She's a single child with a single mother, and it's about her journey into the first time that she expresses something extraordinarily important to her mother for the very first time, and feels heard and valued in the world. And super excited because we have some folks from Piece of Heart community coming to see this screening, and I hope we've done it justice.
And I'm sure you have. That said, you're also a filmmaker here based in Jacksonville, and I think that is fantastic. I would love for you to say a little bit about what it's like making movies in Jacksonville, and then we'll get back a little bit more over to the movie.
Yeah, Jacksonville has been an incredible playground, an incredible space to experiment. I come from a background as a choreographer, as a dancer, as an actress, and live theater director. So Jacksonville gave me this incredibly warm hug saying, come make films. And, I walked into what we have is called the Film Bar, which is a bunch of really cool, experimental, brave, risk-taking, storytelling people. And it was really intimidating. Like, everybody's got great ideas. And I got started. We had kind of a prompt, and then you make a indie film, and somebody said, you're going to make a film, and I was like, no, and why not? Because I don't have a DP. And they just said, you know what, I'm going to DP for you. And right there, I just felt like this is such a unique space where somebody I don't even know, really, I knew their reputation, but for them to so generously say, I believe in you, I'm going to give you my time, I'm going to give you my energy, I'm going to give you my support, is something that I think is incredibly unique.
I said this in another interview, but I say it often, and I find that it's not the most common thing in the world of, finding people who are more apt to say, well, why not, rather than, well, why, and I think that is a fantastic aspect of the filmmaking community at large. It's a lot of people under the grand delusion of making things reality, and I think that is a fantastic kind of thing. It's like we have this thing in our head, and it's just like, okay, well, we'll make your thing next. And we'll make your thing next, and I think that's a wonderful thing. So you said that Mandy's Voice is based on a documentary. So what elements from the documentary did you kind of transpose over into the short film?
Oh, that's a really great question. Thank you. I would say the premise of one thing that's really unusual is to do a story about a girl with autism, and to have that be our main character. And then also this really very specific relationship between mother and daughter. And that was brought over. And then this feeling that the main character feels trapped. She feels trapped without a voice. She feels trapped inside of her body. And some of the things that are really valuable about the process of making this film, I cast it authentically from pretty much everybody in the cast to our crew to producing team. We have just a wide variety of people coming together from different backgrounds to tell this story about how valuable it is to have voice, to have recognition, and specifically to give the spotlight to the community of those who are nonverbal or non-speaking who are on the spectrum. I would say those are all carryovers. And then we have Rachel Barcelona, who's an international spokesperson for autism. She's on the spectrum, was nonverbal until she was around 5 years old. She plays Mandy. And I felt it was super important for her to bring her own personal resources, her own life to this character. So we departed quite a bit from the original inspiration of who I thought maybe I was walking in. This is the character I'm going to build. And I think that kind of flexibility and that kind of collaboration just made for a stronger overall story.
Was there anything in the story that you had to change to fit that authenticity at all, coming from, your lead actress who knows kind of what it's like to come from that character's perspective? Is there anything that, there was a misconception of like, oh no, it would actually be like this? So you had to go like, okay, well, you would know best, so let's change that now to this instead.
Yeah, that's a really great question. I think my job was to walk in with ideas, and then I hope I've been really receptive all along the way. I feel my biggest job was to be receptive to her ideas on this character, who is a bit more independent from the individuals Josh and I originally conceived this film to be about, and that was a bit of a shift, which caused a domino effect of rewrites with the script. So I don't think it was a matter of right or wrong or anything like that. I think it was just more, who are we in this collaboration telling the story together, and how does that need to inform the same premise, but how is our main character going to tell that a little bit differently?
And switching gears slightly, I mean, it's no wonder as a Jacksonville filmmaker here that you are at the Jacksonville Film Festival. I mean, I know that they love to have, all the local filmmakers get, their moment in the sun here, which I think is fantastic. I love going to these film festivals and seeing those local films and filmmakers there, and seeing how those communities are thriving, even in the smaller pockets, of places that are unlikely. Not a lot of people would think of Jacksonville like film, like a lot of people would think of it like Atlanta maybe, or something like that, or but it's fantastic to see that. But was there any additional strategy or anything you put into thinking, hey, we got to go to other festivals as well? So was there anything that you said, I am looking for putting this film into these kind of specific festivals, or anything like that?
Yes, I mean, we were super fortunate. We one of the EPs that I brought on she's from New York, and she has a post-production company there. She has a daughter on the spectrum. She's an editor. She could see the story from the inside out, experience it, and know it inside out. And fortunately, she has a film that won Tribeca 2017 called Keep the Change. If you haven't seen it, my gosh, go see it. It's extraordinary. And she really gave me the lift under my wings to think big and to believe that there are other spaces, other platforms, other festivals, other people in the world who are really going to appreciate elements of this particular story. And from this, this story is about opening conversations, opening doors in living rooms and in boardrooms, and I'm really excited. I've been approached to direct a feature film and TV series, so I think it's not about like what's come from me, but it's more about how are we getting these stories into the world, and not be afraid to tell a tiny, a quote, little tiny story, because I think we all have little tiny stories, and I think we all relate. We all have relationship to a story in some capacity.
No, I mean, and that's a great example of a small, stone in the pond making large ripples. Absolutely. And is there thought, as you're going out there in the festival world, of packaging this film along with the documentary, or saying like, well, if you're not interested in this, maybe you're interested in this, or vice versa, or hey, you can get a twofer here for you.
I love that. I think that's a great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that. I think we've we've almost been thinking, and I don't want to speak for my partner, but I think what we have been thinking is we're going to kind of give it to the world, that it's something that just needs to reach the audiences that it needs to reach, and there will be other projects to distribute and, on a different level. If anybody's interested, please reach out to us, but otherwise I think our intention is just to put it out into the world.
Fantastic. No, and by the way, as a neurodivergent person myself, I have OCD. So I appreciate, folks who are, looking to, highlight different areas of the spectrum and stuff like that. And obviously, like nonverbal folks are, with autism are, it's great that they're getting a voice one way or another. So I think that is fantastic. I wish you the best of luck through the rest of the festival journey here. And of course, especially here in, Jacksonville, where, people know you.
Yeah, it's a lot of love here. It's really exciting to see these other films that are from really all over the world and Jacksonville. And, it starts in community, and our communities we just ripple it out. Like you said, it's a community, and then we go out and out and out. And filmmaking is a huge component of how we get messages out from our mind into the world and have conversations that we never would have imagined.
Well, thank you again for sitting down and chatting about your movie, and hopefully the audiences receive it and get out of there what you want them to get out of it. And good luck also on, your future production deals and whatnot.
Woo-hoo, and thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.